It is time for some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles spoiler talk. Alright, so let's get into it. Tell you everything I remember that was interesting to me and that entertained me. Let's do this. So, what I found interesting about the origin story is that there's two different origin stories that most of us are used to. First origin story is the one that most of us were introduced to with the cartoon, where it was Amato Yoshi, okay, being banished from Japan, living in the sewers amongst the rats, and the mutagen, when he came in contact with it, because he had been around rats, he mutated into that, and they already knew how to fight, so that was, and of course the kid dropped the turtles through the sewer, broke the glass bowl, and that's how they got in there, because they had been around him. They mutated in human-like form. And then there was the one in the comic books that I believe, the graphic novels, was that Splinter was actually the pet of Hamato Yoshi, who was killed by Shredder, and he had watched his movements from the cage, and that's how he knew, and I think the turtles just mutated into human-like form, just like he did. So, but anyway, so in this one, the turtles were being experimented on. I think they were working on, Sax was working on some type of regenerative drug or cure or something like that, and they would inject the turtles with the mutagen, and you could see they were getting strong, like it's tiny little things that could crack glass and shit like that with their heads. And she saved them from a fire because her dad found out the plans with the shredder and all that shit, and he died in the fire. Sax actually shot him, and she saved the turtles and Splinter and let them go into the sewer. It was cute too. You see the baby turtles from there, and then Splinter just kind of look a concern on his face as a rat, and and then they started to mutate later, and because he was older than them, he mutated into a man because he was a grown rat. Not into a man-like form, god damn it. And they mutated into little babies, and he took care of them, and he wanted them to be able to protect themselves. So he had found a book on ninjutsu, and I was like, well, shit, if I could learn ninjutsu, learn how to fight fucking like that from a motherfucking book, give me the book that Splinter read. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he mastered it. He says, I mastered it myself. And he mastered all four of the, or at least five, I guess you could say, hand-to-hand combat, and then the bow staff, nunchaku, the katana, and the sai. So he could teach them. And that was the cool part. I like that part, man. They are strong as hell. They are throwing big containers in this fucking movie. And when she first runs into them, the first time she kind of saw, their handiwork, they thwarted some Foot Clan plans. And then there was a scene where, we've seen in the preview where they're all like, totally unseen, dun, 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 and they go to high five. And it's real funny how fast they stop when they see the Flash. It's different in it's slightly different in the preview than it is in the movie. And it's like stone quiet. They all, it's like, yeah, see how quick they stop. But, yeah, so, what the spoiler talk was there? They find, the Foot Clan actually finds them through a tracker on April O'Neil. So when they come after him, when I talked about my trailer review, I talked about the fight in the lair. Yo, let me tell you something. Splinter uses his tail and uses it a lot in this movie. I mean, he is nice. I mean, he is doing stuff like whipping dudes with his tail, kicking them, punching, pummeling dudes on the floor while choking other ones out. Like, yo, he's no joke. He is the Splinter. I'm just telling y'all, he is the Splinter that I've always wanted to see. Always. Okay? In the cartoon, he was always frail. Okay, he could get some shit off, but he would get captured and stuff like that. Like, it seems as if in this he wouldn't have been captured if he didn't if he wasn't trying to protect his sons. Okay. Shredder, by the way, the introduction of Shredder, I told y'all was badass. Starts out with him being, and you never really see his face. He is bound with these ninja knots. It's all wrapped around his body. And he tells people to attack him. And they attack him while he is bound. And all he has is his head and neck to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait till you see how quick work he makes of his minions while he's training and shit. Okay? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, now remember how they were like, I'm bulletproof. Well, it was like, we've all seen the scene where, you know, Raphael's like, it looks like the bullets are popping off of him. They're like in their skin, similar to Wolverine, but they're falling out. But it wasn't like they cut them. Not like they went in, it's just like they made indents, and then they popped them out of their chest. You know what I'm saying? That last fight that they had with Shredder, they actually needed to use a game that they played when they were kids. And when they got it off, broke his fucking mask, they was whooping his ass. But one-on-one, just like in the first movie, remember that? Nah, wasn't none of them fucking with him. At all. At all. I mean, he is nice. I mean, he moves with determination. He moves with purpose. And then goes back to work. Like, he had a plan. He's about to release this gas or something like that. He's working on a computer. And, you know, when they're coming up through the elevator doing that, DJ Mikey, it's funny, too, because, like, you know how Leonardo's usually the most mature out of them all. Like, he first Mikey starts with that, DJ Mikey. Then Raphael starts next. Then Donatello. Then Leonardo starts clanging his swords. Yo, they ain't getting it in. As soon as they get to the top, you know what? And you know what reminds me of? See, any guys, and maybe some girls can relate to this, but if you have any brothers, this movie you can really relate to. Because it's like, when they're fighting, and they're talking to each other, and they have this banter, they have this way about them, that they're close. You know what I mean? They know each other. It's a dynamic that only brothers truly understand. Just like sisters have a different dynamic when it's just female sisters. It's different when it's brothers. And I could feel the brotherhood in the movie. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? It was just like I have a brother, and it's like, you know, his name's Eugene. You ever seen him? Well, he actually calls himself Eugene Michelangelo. And like me and him are together, it's totally different than anything else, than any other dynamic. And it's like if me and him were two Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like me and him would do shit like that. Like, you know, hey, Eugene, remember this? Yeah, ready? Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, it's just, I don't know, it was a fun ass movie. Okay, it was fun, and it looked good, and the action, all that. They are strong as hell. They are fast. This re-envisioning of them truly made me happy, and I got a big cup of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 ready to fucking drink, because y'all did a stellar job. Thank you very much, and I want to be in the next movie. All right, y'all. Talk about anything in the comments section that you think I might have missed that you thought was hot. I liked a lot of it, man. I liked a lot of it. The only thing in the beginning was slightly slow, but after it got going, it got going. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say, man. All right, 1 million subscribers. Woo!